Shout out to my dude, Sultan Mur, for coming through in the Patreon. Anyone else who wants to join the team, gang, patreon.com/the YB. You can request content, interact with the YB, and see some exclusive content. Now, today alone, obviously your boy the YB has spoken about Deontay Wilder's mind frame in several videos. We've talked about how Wilder mentions one face, one name, one champion. He says this about it was the baddest man in the planet, all this kind of business, but yet he don't want to do nothing, he don't want to fight no one. And I've said basically that this comes down to Deontay Wilder being scared. Now, like I said, we've mentioned this for a while now, but what we haven't talked about is where this fear comes from, because I don't necessarily believe Deontay Wilder's fear. I don't believe he was born scary. I think what happened was this fight essentially against Harold Scroniers, which not many people really know about. Of course, there's a few people within the cult, like myself and a few others, who know about this fight. But in general, the boxing masses don't know Deontay Wilder has been knocked down by a random don. So when I sit there and tell you lot that this man has deep internal fear about power, you think I'm joking, but it comes down to the fact that he got put down for a dude with no power in Scroniers. So when you get put down by a dude with no power, that it sows the seed of doubt. Now actually, when you watch Wilder in his earlier career, he was actually sloppier. And what happened was, he got knocked down by Harold Scroniers, some random journeyman, and ever since then, he changed it up. He thought, you know what? Even though Scroniers was no good, never mind Scroniers level, I'm going to search out everyone who has no power and only fight them. And ever since then, he's avoided anyone with even a little tiny piece of anyone with a prayer of having one-shot power. He just doesn't go in there with them now. And it's because of this Harold Scroniers fight. Now, once again, there is people who know about this, but for the masses, this video is for the masses. This fight, if you type in Wilder versus Scroniers, you will not find any evidence of this fight. They have sucked it. They've sucked every trace of it out of the internet. The only remnant that still exists is this one picture. You can't find it anywhere. Not even a bit of it. Now, that in itself is interesting. Same as a lot of Floyd Mayweather fights. All of them, the pictures where he's been put down, they've disappeared. You can't find them nowhere neither. And it's the doing of Al Heyman. Al Heyman, I don't know what's wrong with the guy. The guy's goofy anyway. But the fact of the matter is, he likes to create an image of his fighters that don't exist. Floyd Mayweather has been put down about 5 times by different people. Simple as that. Put down loads of times versus journeymen. Now, that's not a knock on Floyd Mayweather. It's just the truth. Let's call a spade a spade. Wilder walks around the place like he's never been hurt before. You know why you don't want to go in there with AJ or Dillian White Wilder. You know why you don't. Because you're thinking to yourself, if I got murked by Harold Scroniers, a man who turned up on about 2 days' notice, what's going to happen when I'm in there with a genetic specimen? Seriously, what do you think's going through his head? He knows full well what's going through his head. And not only that, actually, we've talked about now where Wilder's deep-rooted fear comes from, or why Wilder doesn't want to be in there with no one with power, but also, that's only half of it. Half of it is because he got murked in the amateurs versus some Russian don, came in there, hit him with the same shot about 4 times, and Wilder ate it every time and went down. And he started thinking to himself, wait a minute, if I get put down by a Russian dude, a 90-kilo Russian dude, with massive head guard on, massive gloves on, what's going to happen when I'm in there with a pound-for-pound champion? What's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? It's that same chin, them same whiskers, that same pointy chin he's got, that put him flat on his back in the amateurs with a massive head guard on and massive gloves. It's that same chin. Your chin don't change. It don't evolve. And he knows he must protect that with his life. That's what we do know. People talk about, oh, well, AJ got stopped by this guy. AJ got stopped by that guy. Everyone AJ's been stopped by. In fact, even in the amateurs, when AJ got stopped, he got stopped on his feet. Wilder got stopped flat on his back with his eyes rolled in his head. Out for the count. Ref counted him out. No more. That's what happened to him. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, Wilder got murked in the amateurs, got schooled in the amateurs. Then he comes to the professional ranks. They throw him in there with a load of bums. Look at Mike Tyson. Show me a time Mike Tyson got put down by a random don. There ain't none. Because he was a different level, different breed. Wilder, on the other hand, got put down by Sconiers and ran for the hills and said, you know what, even though Sconiers only had a little bit of power, I'm not going nowhere near anyone with any power. I'm going to be the hammer. But like I said, these factors, it's not only past experience which has put the fear of God into Wilder. The other factor is something which, actually, I've got to be honest, the YB is probably the only person to actually discuss this, and it's a different way of thinking. Not only is past experiences put the fear of God into Wilder, also Wilder's genetic lineage puts the fear of God into him. Look at his brother. He's seen his brother iced. He's seen his blood brother iced. Yeah, they have the same mum and the same dad. If I had a brother, yeah, and I saw his chin was vulnerable. The only conclusion you can take from that is, wait there a minute, yeah? If my brother can't hold a shot, what do you think? My chin ain't going to be much different, is it? The apple don't fall far from the tree, does it? Or if an apple falls from a tree, you know another apple ain't going to fall far from that apple, is it? Simple as that, come from the same tree, yeah? Two apples from the same tree land in a similar place. Wilder's chin is similar to his brother's, and his brother literally cannot hold a shot. Not even a bit of a shot. I mean, I've got to be honest, yeah. When we saw Wilder's brothers knocked out the first time, well, in fact, actually, scarily enough, that footage once again, same as the Mayweather footage, same as the Deontay Wilder footage, that footage, the first knockdown, when Wilder's brother was knocked out the first time, that footage was sucked clean out of the internet. I don't know how Al Heyman does it. He must have some friends at Google or something. It literally, he removes every trace of the footage. It's just gone. It's erased out of the universe. Al Heyman's got some anti-quantum machine which sucks every trace right down to the quantum particles. Erases it clean out of the universe. You can't find none of that footage, not even a bit of it, sucked out and deleted. But as I was saying, when Wilder's brother was iced the first time, no one really saw that, and Wilder kind of, oh, it didn't happen, oh, he's going to come back, oh, I slipped. They made all these excuses out anyway. The second time, though, everyone saw it that time, and that there shows you, that's all you need to see. His brother literally, as far as taking shots go, I thought like I said, after the first time, I wasn't too sure. I thought, you know what, things can happen. But after seeing the second one, he hit him with a jab. And his lights just... He just went. He just got no chin whatsoever. None at all. I'm sorry. People talk about Amir Khan. Amir Khan is bad, yeah, but at least when Amir Khan gets hit, I don't know, he can take some shots as well. This dude, Wilder's brother, though, Amir Khan's getting put out by people like... world-class level as well, by the way. People sit there and laugh about Amir Khan. Let's call it, if the truth be known, the true worst chin I've ever seen is Marcellus Wilder. Honestly, name me a chin you know who the way he went down was like Mike Tyson hit him. In fact, I've seen people get hit by Mike Tyson and not be that iced. It was like, I don't know, it's like literally, yeah, let's pretend Thor is real, yeah. If Thor was real and he swung his hammer on the end of someone's chin, that's probably how iced Marcellus Wilder was. That's the equivalent. If Thor, yeah, got his hammer out and proper went for it on someone's chin, that's how Marcellus Wilder went down. He was iced. Didn't know nothing about it. And it's all of these factors, you see. Wilder's been seeing all this. He's seeing it. He's thinking, you know what? And I actually think Wilder was plucking the courage up. Before he saw his brother... Before he saw his genetic equal sent to Asgard, he was actually thinking, you know what? He was plucking his courage up. You know what? Let me maybe get in there with Dillian White. Then he saw that and he thought, you know what? Nah, scrap that. I'm going to make sure I'm not going nowhere near none of them. And that's when Al Heyman came out and started setting tests up and whatnot. Oh, you CAD this, you CAD that, BBBOC this, BBBOC that. That's what he done. All of a sudden. It's after Wilder's brother got iced, all these problems start coming up goofy. Yeah? Wilder is shook. And I'm telling you now, it all kind of fits in nicely because Fury can be the first man to beat Wilder, if the truth be known. AJ's back in Fury, and I'm not sure who's going to win, but one thing is for sure, if you go in there, there's a reason as well. The last one I'll say is, anyone who thinks I'm joking, oh, Wilder's not scared, you know what, you can discount the fact Wilder never wants to go in there with someone with power. Ignore that. Alright, yeah, I'm wrong, fine. But if you want another piece of evidence that Wilder knows his chin's flawed, just look at his guard, yeah? Look at how high his hands go. Whenever anyone gets anywhere near Wilder, his hands go right on his clat. Right, he ignores his whole body. He thinks, you know what? Oh, I'm happy to give my whole body away. And I've never seen a guard so high before. He knows for a fact he must protect the crown jewels. He cannot afford to get chipped at all. Look at the Ortiz fight. Every time Ortiz would step in, Wilder's hands would he'd pick his elbows right in the air so he could cover as much of his face as possible and his head as possible. He cannot take a shot there. He cannot. And that's why to be fair, I was about to say someone needs to bully his body, but one thing you'll notice, even when people punch Wilder's body, yeah, he's so scared of having his whiskers chipped. He keeps his hands up. He just doesn't care about his body, which is fair play to him. He must have quite a strong body, but the reason that in fact, scrap that. It's not about him having a strong body. He just knows, listen, there's no point in me, if my body's hurting, I know for a fact, no matter how much my body hurts, if I drop my elbows are 2 inches, I'm going to sleep if he throws one over the top. So he knows, you know what, it's better for me to just fall down from being battered to the midsection than it is to drop my hands and end up like Marcellus Wilder, iced. I'm telling you now, and I can't wait to be when it happens, yeah, whether it's Fury, Dillian White or AJ, or Daniel Dubois, if Wilder ever dares go in there, by the way, but if Wilder does ever dare go in there with one of them, and they catch him with a shot, and you see what I'm talking about, you see the life just leave his body. I can't wait to break it down and actually explain. To be fair, I won't be able to break it down because Al Heyman will be out there and copywriting content and whatnot. But still, in spirit, I can't wait to talk through how peaceful it will look. Wilder's going to tell you now for free. The way Wilder's going to be put out, he's going to be hella peaceful. You're just going to see pure tranquility in his eyes. His eyes are going to roll in his head. I'm telling you now for free, no doubt.